I always tell my students, if you have your parents, your parents might go, at some point you might have a serious relationship that ends somehow. You might have children that they grow up and leave you, but music does not leave you. My parents were music lovers. Classical music, Persian classical music was played around the house. My brother was a unprofessional singer. My brother brought an instrument, an old santur, dulcimer, to our house when I was 5. I started to play songs on it, and so they discovered I like music, or perhaps I have some talent. When I was a teenager, around 13, 14, I already started to play with the Radio National Orchestra in Iran. And I became more serious every day, and I realized that this is what I want to do when I grow up. Iran is a very old country. It's home of many different kind of people. We have people of different races, religions, and ideologies, living together. And that's been going on for at least a few thousand years. And that gives it a very special quality. I was a teenager when the Iran-Iraq war started and went on for 8 years. It's very tough for a teenager to see that much violation of basic rights to life, That's what wars do. They just disregard you as human beings, and you might get killed as civilian or soldiers. It's a tough life, and I think brings a lot of ugliness to this world. I've seen a lot of that agitation, sorrow, ugliness, violence. I would not wish it for anyone else in this world. I left Iran in 1983 and went to Turkey, and I had a little small backpack and my instrument. And that was the only thing that I actually hold dear with me. The name for Kamancheh actually means little hunting bow. The amazing thing about this bow is that you control the tension. We don't have the screw that, the Western bows have, and you just tighten the hair with that. We just do that with the fingers of right hand, like this. And because of that, you can actually control the dynamics with it and go very, very soft in dynamics. Sometimes you can literally play with a couple of hair here. And as you put more pressure here, you get more sound. I think as any other person who has very close relationship with music, as a youngster, and then when you become older, I can talk about this, the examples that music helped me survive in this life and how I used music to continue. Because honestly, if music wasn't there, I don't know, at some points in my life, the things became really difficult. I've lost 2 of my best friends in the war. And later on, my family. So music it was the main beam that, in my life that held the tent, and I'm very grateful about that. this music is very alive. And a lot of young people practice it and listen to it. And a lot of families bring their children to see it. It's a pleasure to play in Iran all the time. It's, the reaction, and, sometimes people just come, they're crying with the music. They're really, really connected to music. Suddenly, I close my eyes, I play, but I feel the vibe of the audience, the way we interact. Because of my work and what I do, I have traveled around the world several times. I've seen almost every country in the world and interacted with people. I try to speak languages, to become familiar with different cultures. But everywhere I went, I met people who love life and want a quiet life, secure life, good things for their family and for their children. So what is it that doesn't let us live? And I think art can, in a certain way, direct you towards that. At least I hope that is the case. Human beings love beauty, and often a beautiful world is not where we live. We see all this ignorance, wars, ugliness, a lot of aggression. People's life can be very, very difficult, losing families, what happened in Israel, all this hostage and hostility, what happened after to Palestinians. It's not something that people wish for. And the way to escape that, and the way maybe to avoid it and make better choice of politicians who can avoid that, is through arts. My personal experience as a musician, as somebody who's on stage and produces that music, is that I become a better person for a while after the concert, It could be for hours, for weeks, for whatever, I know that I can become a much better person than I was before the concert. And that keeps me going, in search of that being betterness, I think that's the case for audience as well. And we can all have a deeper understanding or sense of knowledge of this world and what we can be. If Bach doesn't make you think, if Beethoven doesn't make you think, if, Vilayat Khan doesn't make you think, then nothing can make you think. I don't think anything else in this world has this quality to take you away from your everyday life and take away your mind and attention. When you're sad, something happens in your life. It could be something serious. You always go and listen to a piece of music. You don't even notice it. But that's the very immediate automatic thing you do. And when you're very happy, you do that again. You listen to some other kind of music to celebrate that. And so we live with that every day, but we just ignore it, or we become so unaware of it. It becomes so automatic in our life that we don't really see it anymore. But it's there every day. We use music for different purposes, and one of them, the most important fact of it, is that it heals you. You don't have to be ill. You don't have to, feel bad. Healing means that it just puts you in a better state of being. It can mean that as well. As you grow up again, you understand the importance of art and culture, that music is kind of subdivision to that. What would this world be like if the art wasn't there? And the answer is not going to be very beautiful, because, the world without arts and music is not livable, at least for me.